Hello and welcome. This video is going to give you some insight into the Oasis Treatment Center. I'm going to start talking about myself first so that you can get a better understanding of who I am as the owner and director of the Oasis Treatment Center. And then I'll go into the specific programs that we are offering right now so that you can have a better idea of the population and services offered, and the population is treated and the services offered by the Oasis Treatment Center. Um, Please feel free to take notes throughout the video so that if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything that I'm saying, you're prepared to bring those to my attention. So let's start with a little bit more about me. My name is Ebony Camarillo. I have an LCSW. I graduated from the University of Houston many moons ago, and I have worked as a social worker ever since. In my 20-year career, I have worked in various job positions, lots of really unique experiences. I started my career in foster care and worked probably 5 or 6 different positions doing that from East Texas to Brooklyn, New York to Houston. I've kind of run the gamut and been able to experience the differences in services in urban versus rural, as well as red states versus blue. In that time, I was able to work with all aspects of the foster care system, from the removals to the foster homes to licensing to therapeutic situations. And I've really been able to have that experience impact how I deliver services today. The next 10 years of my career was spent primarily in mental health. In that arena, I was able to work everywhere from Africa to New York to Houston. I have worked on an assertive community treatment team, an ACT team, which is a multidisciplinary team that goes out and helps the highest need population in mental health, as well as several different positions where I use different interventions like motivational interviewing and home visits, as well as assessments and just different tools and interventions to get clients the help that they needed. I have had the pleasure and benefit of bringing in all of these different interventions and different modalities into my own practice, which I've been operating for 9.5 years now. The Oasis Treatment Center was born out of my dissatisfaction with other agencies, to be honest. Excuse me, I worked for a couple of different places and just felt like the clients weren't receiving the very best of what the profession had to offer. So I thought I'd strike it out on my own and see how things go. And so far, so good. The Oasis offers a number of different services, all geared towards health and wellness for those who have mental health diagnosis, issues, or symptoms. I'll go through the different programs. The first one being um, the day program. That's the foundation and the bread and butter of the agency. The day program serves adults with mental illness. We have a van that goes and picks them up. We provide them lunch, structured socialization, which looks a lot like just playing games, but it's not. The clients are monitored to make sure that everything is inclusive, that they're building rapport, that they're practicing their skills like conflict resolution, being able to talk about themselves, being interested in others. And it really serves to give them a place in their community where they feel like they can have a good time, they'll be missed, and they'll be able to connect with others who are in a similar situation. They also receive therapy, both in the group and individual setting. There's assessments, there's treatment planning. That program happens Monday through Friday from about 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So that is one opportunity. The next program would be in our foster home, where I go out and provide group and individual therapy to youth in a particular foster home. So sometimes there might be 4 kids, sometimes there might be 9 kids. It just depends on what their placements are at that time. And that's a really unique experience in that you never know what's going to go on. You might go out there and everybody's tuned in and ready for group and super focused, or you might go out and they are not. They are full of conflict and angst and just being teenagers who are living in really difficult circumstances where they can't be with their parents and they are in this home that they may, that may not be their first choice in where to be. The next program would be our assessments. We provide assessments for a franchise that I'm in the process of joining called Texas Care. Texas Care provides mental health rehabilitation services. So that's primarily going to be case management and targeted skills training and development. So, with this population, it's kids who are living in the community, primarily with their family of origin, who are experiencing some mental health symptoms. The assessment process allows us to do a deep dive with the family to find out exactly what's going on so that we can connect them with the best services for them. So in these instances, there may be the beginning stages of oppositional defiance disorder, there might be ADHD, there might be conduct disorder, there might be anxiety or depression. The kids range in age from 3 to 17, and the assessment process just lets those services begin. Starting in January, my agency will be offering those services directly. So instead of just doing the assessment and treatment planning for it, we'll also do the service delivery. So that will bring in yet another avenue for services. So the assessments is just a one time visit with the family, whereas the actual case management and targeted skills development program will be longer term. With that program, it'll be going out into the home and working the treatment plan based on the assessment so that the child is able to practice really concrete, hands on skills with a qualified mental health professional who can help them to work on the anger management, the social skills, the attention building skills, whatever it is that they're needing, they're able to get that one on one with someone who is trained, and they will be trained to provide that service to them. What other services do we offer? And then there's just our regular individual therapy. So right now, there's maybe 10 to 15 clients in the community who meet with a therapist with the Oasis Treatment Center once or twice a month, or yeah, once or twice a month, sometimes as many as 4 times a month. I've got one now that I think about it that's 8 times a month. She gets seen twice a week, but just depending on their level of need, their services are provided to them after assessment and treatment planning have taken place. Um, let's see. Any other things? So, working with the Oasis Treatment Center is going to offer several different areas, interventions, and modalities. Primarily, it's going to be focused on assessment, treatment planning, group and individual therapy. There is some case management, there's a little bit of rapport building and social skill teaching. Um, One of the greatest benefits, in my opinion, to working with the Oasis Treatment Center is that you're able to work hands on with the owner and director of the center. Um, I know that for me, coming into social work, I didn't get that piece of it. I didn't get to speak with any entrepreneurs. I never really understood how can I take my practice directly to the people without the bureaucracy of an agency behind me or in between us. And the Oasis will allow that experience. We are very dynamic in that services can be altered or corrected as needed without there having to be a whole lot of extra rigmarole to get that done. There's also the business aspect of it. While it is not the expectation that interns participate in that, it is definitely an option. If you're wanting to know more about what it takes to run a business and what does that look like, then there is the opportunity for that as well. Hopefully, I have given you all of the background and information that you need so that you feel like you have a full understanding of what the Oasis Treatment Center does. That's before we get into the field trips and community intervention and networking and partnerships that the Oasis also seeks to complete. But we can save all of that for the start of your placement, hopefully. Um, so yeah, what please bring your questions, comments, and concerns. Anything I've said, I can absolutely explain further. Feel free to bring me those questions. Good luck.